Hey, thanks for checking out my report on NFL free agency signings. The big news today is Malik Willis has signed a 3-year, $67 million deal with the Miami Dolphins. This is a good signing for the Dolphins. That's a team friendly deal. I'll start quarterback for 3 years for $67 million. In a very small sample size, Malik Willis has played very well, and he is reconnecting with some coaching staff and front office people in Miami that were in Green Bay with him. So they know him very well. They were comfortable paying him that. I think it's a good deal. Excuse me. Especially for the Dolphins after overpaying for Tua. And Tua, and I'm not going to try to butcher his last name because I will, Tua is most likely headed to the Atlanta Falcons, where he joins Michael Penix Jr. and being two left-handed quarterbacks. Penix had his third ACL tear, and it's unknown when he will be able to return to the starting lineup. And Tua can certainly hold down the ship until Penix gets back, or possibly even beat Penix out if there's some kind of a competition later on. Uh, Tua can resurrect his career with a very talented Falcons offense that will have Tua's by far best offensive line he has played behind. And being a Panthers fan, I don't like the deal, but as a general NFL fan, it's a good deal for Tua and for Atlanta. The Chiefs also made some very big news today, signing Kenneth Walker III, the Super Bowl MVP running back from the Seattle Seahawks. Walker is a excellent inside runner, and the Chiefs have a very good interior offensive line. And Eric Bieniemy is back as their offensive coordinator. Travis Kelce is returning for his 14th season as the Chiefs tight end. And the Chiefs also signed defensive tackle Kyrus Tonga. And please excuse me if I butcher some of these names. It is what it is. The Tennessee Titans went a little bit crazy. They are spending money. That's odd for them, I know. The Titans signed Mitchell Trubisky, quarterback, wide receiver Wandale Robinson, tight end Daniel Bellinger, defensive tackle John Franklin Myers, cornerbacks Anton Taylor and Cordell Flott. I can't read my own writing. Alontae Taylor and Cordell Flott, excuse me. The Saints have signed Travis Etienne Jr., running back from Jacksonville, to a 4-year, $52 million deal. The Panthers have signed Jalen Phillips, pass rusher from the Eagles. Uh, Dallas Cowboys have traded for Rashawn Gary, defensive lineman from the Packers, and signed Jalen Thompson, a safety. The Raiders have been a little busy. They've signed Quiddy Payne, defensive tackle, linebacker Quay Walker, Jalen Naylor, slot receiver, defensive end Draymond Jones. They have re-signed Eric Stokes to cornerback. And the big news for the Las Vegas Raiders for agency signing is they have signed center Tyler Linderbaum, who is arguably the best center in the NFL. It's odd for a player of his stature to reach for agency, and the Raiders have snapped him up. And that is a very good deal for Fernando Mendoza. And it will help anchor an offensive line that was dreadful last year. It's going to help their passing attack and their running game. I really like what the Raiders are doing right now. The Rams have signed Jalen Watson, cornerback. Now, I don't have the extreme complete for agency signings, so if I miss somebody, please leave a comment. I'd be glad to reply to any comments. The Giants have signed tight end Isaiah Likely, who to a 2-year deal. He played with the Ravens and Coach Harbaugh, so he's reunited with that coaching staff. The Jets have been pretty busy today. They traded for Minka Fitzpatrick, safety. They signed Joseph Asai to a 3-year, 36-year deal, defensive end, $36 million deal. Linebacker Demario Davis, defensive end Kingsley Inagbe. Again, sorry for butchering these names. Between my handwriting and my accent, who knows? And defensive tackle David Onyemata. San Francisco made a splash today in free agency. They are signing Mike Evans, former Tampa Bay wide receiver, to a 3-year, $60.4 million contract. I just don't see the value. Mike Evans is already having to take time off during the season. I mean, plays off and like first and third, second downs and stuff because he's old. Excellent goal line wide receiver, combined with the 49ers' very good offensive minds with Shanahan. That might be worth the price. I don't see Mike Evans as a go-to wide receiver, play to play each down. It's just not happening. But he could be a third down, move the change receiver and an excellent goal line option. So maybe they know what they're doing. I just think he's been a little bit overpaid because really old wide receivers seldom do well when they go to a new team. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Excuse me. When they fall off, they fall off. I could be wrong. And I'm glad to see him out of Tampa Bay as a Panther fan. The Colts re-signed Alec Pierce to a 4-year, $116 million contract. Broke my heart because I wanted the Panthers to shock the world and sign him. And in turn, they traded wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers, where he joins DK Metcalf to make a pretty formidable wide receiver duo. The Commanders have re-signed Laramie Tunsil, offensive lineman, to a 2-year contract. They signed Odafe Owe, defensive end. And Bears have brought Case Keenum back to be their backup quarterback with a 2-year deal. The Cardinals signed Gardner Minshew to a 1-year contract. That's a pretty busy legal tampering period right now. All these contracts are not official yet until a few days from now, I believe. I want to go back to the Malik Willis, the Dolphins. That's the biggest free agency news, in my opinion. Malik Willis showed some Mahomes-like ability in a very limited sample size. I was impressed with him, and I really think that was a good move for the Dolphins. And it's a very good contract for the Dolphins. And Malik Willis is getting like $45 million guaranteed in his contract, so I'm sure he's pretty happy. He's not going to be eating beans and taters unless he just wants to. But and that also sends Tua to the Falcons, where he's going to have a chance to shine with that offensive staff and the offensive weapons. My thoughts on Tua was once he got paid, he seemed to lose interest. From the outside looking in, that's what I saw. And of course, there's always the possibility that he's going to suffer another concussion and do serious damage to his long-term health as well as his NFL career. So that's the reason I believe he got a 1-year deal. He's going to prove it or lose it. And it could put the Falcons in the situation next year if Penix doesn't return or if he gets hurt again, of trying to find a quarterback or re-signing Tua to a big contract if he works out. But the Falcons are a very, very talented team, and Tua can steady the ship, so to speak. I don't think Michael Penix Jr. is the answer. He's been too injury prone, but he has flashed some talent. It could be that Penix Jr. will come back and back up Tua for the rest of the season if Tua has a good start. But that's what I'm taking from free agency news so far. I wish my Panthers were a little bit more active, but they seem to have shot their wad on one player. Uh, Unless they come back and make some signings once the market stabilizes a little bit on the other players that didn't get what they quite wanted. I'll be back with some more free agency or trade news as it happens. Uh, I really appreciate anybody that watches this channel. It's struggling right now, to be honest. I can't compete with the talking heads with the graphics and stuff like that. I'm just the old blogger trying to do some YouTube videos. But I would appreciate any shares or comments or follow, any of that good stuff. Ring that notification bell. And thank you and have a very good day.